Ever had someone steal something that was yours? Something small but meaningful, and realize they weren't just taking it, they were taking a piece of your dignity? Well, imagine facing that every single day for 6 straight 12-hour shifts and finally deciding enough is enough. This is a story of how I served justice one lunch at a time. Before we dive in, if you've ever been wronged and craved the sweet taste of justice, hit that like button and subscribe. Today, I'm taking you through one of the most satisfying revenge stories you'll ever hear. And trust me, you're going to feel every moment. About 3 years ago, I started working at a large factory. Not just any factory. It was massive, with hundreds of employees coming in through 5 different temp agencies. Faces changed so fast, it felt like a revolving door. One day someone was there, the next, gone. Names didn't stick, and small talk felt like a luxury. But amidst this chaos, there was one constant: my lunch disappearing. It started as a single incident, almost laughable. I left my carefully packed sandwich in the fridge, only to return and find gone. Gone like it had never existed. At first, I shrugged it off. Mistakes happen, right? By the second day, when it happened again, a pang of irritation rose in my chest. My stomach grumbled. My mind raced with frustration. By the third day, it was pure, burning anger. This wasn't just lunch. This was my energy, my time, my effort. I had spent hours prepping my meals. 6 long 12-hour days, and every single one of my lunches had vanished. At this point, I started noticing patterns. The temp workers, new faces, shifting schedules, everyone became a suspect. Paranoia creeped in. Was it the guy with the scratched elbow? The woman who always hummed while unpacking her own lunch? I didn't know. But one thing I did know, I wasn't going to let this injustice continue. Every morning, I watched the clock tick slowly toward lunchtime. My stomach churned, my hands twitched slightly, and I felt this combination of hunger and helplessness gnawing at me. I began imagining the thief, smug and oblivious, relishing my hard work while I sat, powerless. This thief, who I would later refer to as the Box Bandit, was more than an inconvenience. They were a symbol of disrespect. Each stolen bite was a slight against me, a way of saying, you don't matter. Your work, your effort, your time, none of it matters. And that ignited something in me. Not rage, exactly, not yet, but a simmering, calculated determination. I wanted justice. I wanted them to understand, in a visceral way, that stealing from someone wasn't without consequence. I spent one night plotting, not some small prank. I wanted something memorable, something that would leave an impression, something that would ensure the thief thought twice before ever touching another person's lunch. I had recently discovered Carolina Reaper peppers, the hottest peppers in the world. Just a tiny bite can make grown adults sweat, cough, and regret every poor life choice. I realized this was my weapon, but I didn't rush. I researched, measured, and calculated. I didn't want to harm anyone permanently, just create a moment of undeniable consequences. I wanted fear, regret, and awareness served on a plate. The night before my revenge, I went all out. I made the best steak fajitas I could. Thinly sliced, perfectly seasoned, onions caramelized just right. I minced the Reaper peppers into a vibrant, devilish pico de gallo. The colors were beautiful, red, green, orange, almost mesmerizing. I garnished my creation with cilantro, lime, and a hint of charred pepper. Every detail mattered. Every element screamed, this is mine, respect it. Then, carefully, I placed it in a Tupperware container, a clear lid to display the beauty, tempting anyone foolish enough to try. My heart raced. I placed it in the fridge early in the morning, leaving it almost like bait, and walked away, a strange mix of anticipation and nervousness swirling inside me. The factory hummed with machinery, metal grinding, conveyor belts moving incessantly. I felt every tick clock. My stomach twisted, my palms sweated. Was it too much? Was I overdoing it? Then, about an hour after placing my fajitas, screams pierced the lunchroom. A piercing, panicked, gasping scream that made everyone freeze. I ran. My heart pounded in my ears, my legs moving faster than my mind. There, on the cold linoleum floor, Sprawled out like a drama unfolding in slow motion was the lunch Box Bandit. Gasping, clawing for air, eyes wide with shock. The Carolina Reaper had triggered something catastrophic, an asthma attack. Time seemed to stop. My mind raced, heart thudding, not from fear, but from a raw, electric sense of triumph. The thief, the person who had caused 6 days of frustration, embarrassment, and rage, was finally humbled. I didn't gloat. I didn't laugh. I just watched. And in that moment, the weight of all the stolen lunches, all the frustration, all the injustice, I felt it lift. A deep sigh of satisfaction. It wasn't about cruelty. It was about justice. The scales were balanced. And in that moment, I knew the lunchbox bandit would never steal again. Looking back, I realized the story isn't about peppers or fajitas. It's about standing up for yourself, about turning frustration into action, about the satisfaction of earning your own justice. Sometimes life feels unfair. Sometimes people take what's yours, mock your effort, or dismiss your value. But there's power in cleverness, patience, and precision in choosing your battles and in serving consequences that are deserved without overstepping the line. Not every wrong requires revenge, but when injustice is constant, when your efforts are ignored or stolen, there's something profoundly satisfying in reclaiming your dignity. And yes, sometimes that satisfaction comes with a little heat. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and comment below. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed? And don't forget to subscribe because there are plenty more stories of clever payback, justice served, and lessons learned coming your way.